Hey everyone. So today we're going to be looking at Claude Code 101, and the topic for today is subagents. So let's get to it. So the first thing is, as usual, we get hit with a video that we should watch, but we're going to read the article first and then come back to this video. So it starts off with subagents. Claude can delegate tasks to subagents that break them down and run component tasks in parallel, improving your context window. Each subagent operates in its own isolated context window. Let's read that again. So it's a Claude can delegate tasks to subagents that break them down and run component tasks in parallel, improving your context management. Each subagent operates in its own isolated context window. All right. How it works. Managing context in Claude code is important. A lot of the context window gets consumed by things like tool calls, exploring your code base, or running web searches for research. What Claude discovers during that exploration isn't always relevant to the main feature you're developing. This is where subagents come in. Claude spawns a subagent to handle a task like explore this code base for me. The subagent runs in parallel with its own context window, does all the exploration work, and once finished, summarize its findings and return that summary back to Claude. The result, you get the answer you were looking for without the entire journey it took to get there cluttering your main context. Oh, so when you use a subagent, it does all the searching and all of that, but that space that it had to use for a context window isn't affecting your main one. I guess it just throws away that and then just summarize it and give it to your agent. So you just get all the stuff that you need. All right. So creating your own subagent. Subagents are defined in markdown files like YAML front matter. The easiest way to get started is to let Claude generate one for you. Run /agents, then select create new agent. You will walk through the steps, including choosing the scope of the agent, defining its purpose, selecting the tools it has access to, and even picking a color for it. Okay, so that's how you create your own agent. We'll do that in the terminal. Claude will generate a name, description, and prompt for the subagent. This also tells Claude when to call the subagent based on the prompts you give it. Further customization. Subagents can be customized further. Here are some highlights. Persistent memory lets your subagent retain memory across conversations. This is great if you are using it consistently on same projects. All right. Preload skills into subagents by adding the skill key and listing skills by name. Note that unlike skills in your main conversation, the entire skill is loaded into context here. Let's read that one more time. So subagents can be customized further. Here are some highlights. Persistent memory, which lets your agent retain memory across conversations. Okay. This is great if you're using it consistently on the same projects. Then there is preload skills into subagents by adding the skill key and listing skills by name. Note that unlike skills in your main conversation, the entire skill is loaded into context here. Okay. Keeping your context window clean is one of the best ways to stay productive with Claude code. With subagents. With subagents, you can run an agent in the background to handle the heavy lifting and return just the answer on your main context window. Want to go deeper? Check out the dedicated course, Introduction to Subagents. We'll actually do this course also, but let's scroll back up and let's check out the video.
Subagents are specialized assistants that Claude Code can delegate tasks to. Each subagent runs in its own conversation context window with a custom system prompt that you define. When finished, it returns a summary to the main thread while all the intermediate work stays isolated. One of the main advantages of subagents is that they help manage context window usage. When you chat with Claude Code, you're adding context to the main context window. Every tool call and its results get stored in this main context window. And so when Claude uses a subagent, a separate window starts. The subagent receives two inputs, a custom system prompt from your configuration file, and a task description written by the parent or parent agent based on what you asked for. The subagent then works autonomously. When it reads files, edits files, or uses tools, none of these will appear in the main conversation. Just a summary is returned back. The entire subagent conversation then gets completely discarded. Consider a task like investigating how the payment system works in an unfamiliar code base. Maybe you're trying to use Claude Code to figure out which service handles refunds. Well, without a subagent, Claude might read 15 files, run several searches, and trace through multiple function calls. All of that context fills your context window, even if you only needed one single fact: which service handles refunds? With a subagent, you get the answer without the journey. The subagent explores, discovers the answer, and returns a focused summary, keeping your main context clean. But the main window loses visibility into how the subagent reaches its conclusions and what it discovered along the way. Claude Code includes several built-in subagents that you can use immediately, like the general purpose subagent, used for multi-step tasks that require both exploration and action. The explore subagent, used for fast searching of code bases. The plan subagent, used during plan mode for research and analysis of your codebase before presenting a plan. And you can also create your own subagents with custom system prompts and tool access. Subagents let Claude Code break work into focused pieces, keep your main context window clean, and bring back just what you need. Whether you're using the built-in ones or creating your own, they're a practical way to get more out of longer Claude Code sessions.
Okay. I like when they do the videos quick and to the point. I like that. Alright, so that was it for Claude Code 101, subagents. Let's look at what we're going to look at next time. So next time we're going to be looking at skills. Cool. And it's well, this is just a video. So if you want to go deeper, check it out. But skills will just be a video. So in the next tutorial, or pretty much video, we're going to go over skills in Claude Code 101. So stick around and let's do this. Let's learn together and grow. You're with the Nerdy Yardie. I remember the motto, everyone. Anyone can learn anything with time, practice, and failures. All right? I'm out.